up, everybody? Super stoked. Another episode of the T8 Outdoors podcast. I got my homie Trey on the other line, dreaded Archer. If you guys haven't heard him, he's got a absolute killer podcast. And forgive me if I'm wrong. I think somebody won Podcast of the Year for Carbon TV. Did we not?
Oh, we did. We did.
Woo! Get after it, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I'm an infant in the pod game, man, but we had Dre had me on earlier in the pod career. Dude, that's been like 2 years now, bro. Like
Has it been 2 years?
it's been something ridiculous like that.
Dang.
I know, right? That's why I was tripping earlier too. I was talking to a friend. I was like, dude, like I've known you for 7 years already. Like I remember like it was yesterday.
Dude, 2 years. That's nuts, bro. I didn't think it's been, I thought it was like last year, but
Yeah.
it was, no, yeah, it was 2024.
Was it?
I I think so. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, because I did your show, and the next day is when I got the email that I was nominated for the Carbon TV Award.
You're welcome. You're welcome. What can I say? I,
Right?
I like to serve. No, but yeah, so can you just give us an idea who you are, how you got into the game and what got you into the pod, dude? Like shoot your intro, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So my name is Trey. I'm the dreaded archer. I've been hunting for about 6 years now, podcasting about 3 years now. And man, I got into the outdoor game, man, solely because of depression. I had, growing up, played football. That was my identity, man. Like, um, from little league to middle school, high school, went to college, got to play. And then, like, a lot of people don't talk about it, but when athletes get done playing and there's nothing else left, like it's time to join the real world. It's kind of hard to make that transition. So, for me, I graduated and then I got hired by a company and they moved me to South Dakota. So now I'm dealing with being away from my family. I'm in a state that I've never been in, working a new job, and it just kind of all hit me at one time. So, man, I started like drinking, hanging out at bars every night. Like I'm closing them down, man.
Yeah.
And one day, like the girl I was dating at the time, she was like, "Yo, you're not yourself. Like, let's get out the house." This was like a random Saturday, and every morning heading to work, I'd always pass this sign that said archery shop, and it pointed down like this dirt road. So we were driving by it. I'm like, "Yo, let's go down there. I've never been in an archery shop before. Let's go." So we walk in, and there's a guy named Kurt. He was there, kind of putting bows on the shelf, and he, introduced himself. We get to talking. He's like, "No, you ever shot a bow?" I'm like, "Nah." So then he introduced me to Kim, who owns the shop, and we got to talking. And they gave me a bow. Like, "Hey, go on the range and shoot it. Tell me what you think." It was a mission hammer. I'll never forget it. Didn't know how to knock an arrow. Didn't know how to draw. None of that. So they kind of run me, give me a little crash course on what to do. And man, from that first arrow, I let that joker go, and I'm like, "Ooh, I like this." I walked in that shop at 12 o'clock. I didn't leave until like 7:30 when they got ready to close. And then the next day, it was like, "Yeah, man, you gonna come back tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yep." We opened up at 9. I was there at 8:45 in the parking lot, ready to go. And went in. I was like, "Y'all want to buy a bow?" And I want to buy the one that you guys let me shoot. So, well, you can't have that one. That's a shot bow, but I got the same bow on the shelf. Sold me the bow, and man, I was hooked. And I just did it just to, because it was relieving stress, man. I was shooting. I'm like, "Man, I like this." And
Super therapeutic. Super
dude,
therapeutic.
it's so therapeutic.
Yep.
And then I was in the shop one day, and this guy was like, "Yo, you getting ready for the season?" I'm like, "What season?" He was like, "Archery season. You gonna go? Are you gonna go hunt?" I'm like, "I can hunt with this?" And they was like,
Mhm.
"Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, like I didn't know." So
Hell yeah.
he right there on the spot. We got on South Dakota Game Fishing Park app. I bought my tag, and I was after it. After that, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I was telling people, I was literally flying the plane as I was building the plane as I was flying it. Like I was just watching, we all do it. YouTube University, getting crash course. I'm looking at, what tree stands to buy, what broadheads to use. And I went to Walmart, which was a mistake. Bought a cheap pack of broadheads, and I lost my first doe. Shot a doe, broadhead didn't even deploy. She got away. It's like, oh, well, that sucks. So then I really started doing my research, learn, what's the best broadhead to use, shot placement, because I didn't know much about shot placement. I know just, center mass is what I was, going for.
Yeah.
And eventually, man, that season I got it done. And dude, it was like when I let that first arrow fly, and I mean, and it hit her, man, I was done. I was hooked. Like when I got my hands on her, I'm like, oh yeah, this is right up my alley.
You got the shakes and everything, huh?
Man, dude, I was shaking so much, and I said this before in the podcast, man. Dude, I never felt buck fever before. I was like, well, why am I feeling this way? Like, I didn't shoot a buck. I thought you only get buck fever from shooting a buck, and I'm
Oh,
sitting there shaking, and the only thing I could think to do was I had a honey bun in my bag, and I just grabbed the honey bun, and I'm sitting there like eating it and shaking, like trying to calm myself down because I was like so excited,
hell
and
yeah.
what really like surprised me though was like when I got my hands on her, dude, I like started crying. And I don't like to this day, I don't know why. I was just like, why am I crying? Like, it's a deer. And I remember telling the Kim over at the archery shop, like, dude, I like got this deer and started crying. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, it'll do that to you, man. He goes, you got a big adrenaline dump, your emotions are super high, and you just went out and did what a lot of people don't get to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you harvest an animal with your bow, and like he goes, a lot of emotions come with it. And it's like stuff that, a lot of hunters don't talk about is that emotional side of it.
I I've cried many a deer, dude.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, and it's like, and you get there, and you look at the face, and the eyes are still open, and it's still warm, and you're like the mental impact of having taken a life in order to sustain the life, like I forgot Jim Shockey. He goes, life begets death, begets life, begets death, begets life. So it's just a circle. But you
Hmm.
get up close to that animal, and you just see like just how fragile life is. You know what I mean? And especially after a massive adrenaline jump where you're shaking like that, and you come down, and it's huge, dude. And you touch your animal, and you're like, wow, like yeah, it's no joke. It's a
No,
real thing.
dude, it's crazy, and it's like, and my brain wanders. Like when I'm in that ground blind or in a tree stand, dude, my mind's just running a million miles a minute. And I'm like, man, I remember when I shot my first buck. I'm like, that buck didn't know what he was getting himself into this morning.
Yeah,
You say, man, life's so fragile. It's like it was like a flash, and his life was done, and it's like, man, like it's crazy. And then you start thinking about your life, like, man, like I could just walk out one day and something happened to me, and it's like, I don't know, like you learn so much from hunting, and then it starts like to pour over and relate to your real life. But man, just like when you get up on these animals, and like I said, especially like people's like it's like a big pet peeve of mine. I don't like when I hear people say, you ask somebody, hey man, how was your season? Ah, it was shitty, man. I got to do. I'm like, man, you got something, man. That's you got something.
yeah,
But like when you get your hands on a buck and you just see just like that buck is a one of one. Like there's never going to be another buck that's going to have the same beams as that buck, brow tines. Everything about that buck is one of one. No one's going to ever shoot that buck again. Dude, I, man, I get all a little sappy a little bit.
oh,
It's just
I
dope.
I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. And it's like I like how you said how it pours into your real life, dude. And it so does, and it calms you down. And I think that's why we all seek it so hard and like go after it so hard, is because everyday life is stressful, bro. Like there's a lot going on in the world today, and when you get out into the woods, it's just quiet, dude.
Yep.
You're sitting there, you hear, the sun will come up, you hear the birds start chirping, you'll hear that barn owl, way out there, like whoo, whoo, you know, and you'll hear the squirrels rustling around in the in the leaves, and just life comes alive, dude, and your senses, man. My senses are just going insane. Like my note, my smell, my vision, my hearing, like everything is so like maxed out. Like everything's working at 100% when I'm in the field, you know, just like you're sitting there and you're waiting for that critter to come in, and like I tell people too, a lot of people in who told me like, oh yeah, I want to go shoot a massive buck. I'm like, dude, it's not even about like shooting a massive buck. I was like, the best part of hunting is the journey.
Mm,
Just sitting there, dude, you know, getting to your blind, sitting in the blind, waiting X amount of hours. Then yeah, we want the cherry on top, you know, you want to harvest your animal. Obviously that's the goal, but that journey is you're only gonna get that journey, like you said, once in a lifetime. Like these
that's
are
it.
all once in a lifetime events, dude. So enjoy that journey. And when I was talking to another buddy too, and he journals every sit, every hunt he goes on. He'll at the end of the day, he'll write what he saw, you know, what the weather was like, how he got in the blind. Just he'll just journal his whole thing, and then he looks back on like it goes on like an outfitted hunt, like a 5 to 7 day hunt. He looks back on it and he's got a killer story, bro. That like, you know, like people are gonna want to hear. So I don't know where I'm even going with this. I'm just ranting, dude. But
No,
you got
hey,
me
dude.
you got me excited, dude. So
Oh
happy.
no, dude. Hey, I totally get it, man. Like, I met this old school cat. He was hanging out at the archery shop, and he did what your buddy does is he journaled everything. Like he journals the entire season from the like as soon as the season ends, he closes that book and he gets another one. And from the time he starts, you know, the snow melts and he's out scouting, you know, early season, he's documenting everything, man. I was on the east side of this field on the east side slope, saw this track. When he's documenting everything. And I'm like, how long you been doing this? And he was like, dude, I've been hunting since I was 18. He was like, I've been doing this since I was 18. And at the time, he was like 65. So I'm like, dang.
You
And
got a
dude, he
library.
like, dude, one day he came to the shop and he had just this tote of just all his documented hunts or just documented seasons. I mean everything, even like and he'll tell you there's more unsuccessful seasons than there are successful seasons. He goes,
Yeah.
but they all like this is my story. And he was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. He goes, I'm sure one day I'm gonna die and my wife and kids will throw this shit out and it won't mean nothing. I'm like, man, that shit got to be put in like a museum somewhere, man. Like, I mean, he's documenting wind directions. What kind of acorn yield was going on that year.
I'd love to get
The
my hands on
weather,
it, dude.
all that shit, man. I'm like, dude, like you got like a almanac of like certain, and he'll
Yeah.
put like I hunted in Newton Hill, State Park,
Right.
boom, and so every walk-in spot that are still around today in South Dakota. I'm like, dude, like this is some gold. This is valuable to
Yeah,
a young
man.
hunter.
Have somebody put that together, dude. That'd be incredible.
Man, what like
What a treasure
and
trove.
dude, and that's a lot of knowledge that we're going to lose with like the old generation, man. Like that's one of my favorite parts about the archery shop. To me, the archery shop is like the barber shop. Like in the black community, you go to the barber shop on Saturday, bro, you in there, everybody, they're either talking about, you know, who's better, Michael Jordan, LeBron. They're talking about, um, s- box boxers I've never even heard of. You
Hmm.
know, it's just, and you get all the news and sports information at the barber shop. At the archery shop, it's the same thing, man. You got them old timers in there, they're in there drinking their coffee. They sharing stories. They got young cats coming in, they giving advice to. You got people coming in that just got done hunting or getting preparing for a hunt. It's like an information hub. And when I first got started, man, that's why I was in there soaking it up like a sponge, man. Like I'd be in there every time I got opportunity to because I'm gonna learn something. Like I'm not just going to the archery shop. I'm going to school. I'm going to learn something. And that's how I approach it. And when I meet new hunters, I tell them, hey, go hang out at your archery shop. If you're not an archery hunter and you're a rifle hunter, go hang out at a gun shop or your local outdoor store in your town. That's where you're gonna get your information at. You can get it on YouTube too, but YouTube, these guys are everywhere. These cats hunt the same woods you hunt in. Go get the information.
Right. Yeah. I 100%. I love it because there's always somebody new coming through the door too. You know what
Yep.
I mean? It's not like, yeah, like you'll see people here. Next day you'll see them there, blah blah blah, whatever it is. But there's always somebody new coming in, somebody who hasn't tuned their bow in years come in, and boom, there's some wisdom right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
that's
so
what I
totally.
like. That's why I keep telling people in the disabled community, because a lot of people in the disabled community, when they get their injury, or if they're born with their injury, they tend to shell up and they get reserved, and you're dealing with depression, angry, or all that stuff, and you don't want to talk to nobody. I'm like, man, like you guys like have no idea what you're missing. Like I tell people like why I shoot archery and shoot competitive archery is that gives me that feeling of belonging again, that feeling of like being a part of something. Because like you said, when you leave football and you have that whole team vibe and that team camaraderie, like everybody's there together, like you count on your boys to be there. And after that's like it's the same thing with our soldiers, you know what I mean? They'll come home, and that tight knit bond, they don't have that anymore. And they're like, all right, no, you're like, now what, dude? So
Yep. Now what?
yeah, so that's just it's the same. It's the thing with the disabled community. Once you get hurt, it's like, now what? Like I'm speaking for myself, but I probably relate to a lot of people out there. And it's like, man, when I picked up the bow, and it's so therapeutic because you got to pick it up. You gotta knock your backhand, you gotta knock it under your ear or on your jawline, depending on your release. You get your bow on the target, you put it down range, you calm your breathing down, you get your pin on the target, and you slowly pull that trigger, and it's just therapeutic, dude. And you just doing all that gets you out of your head and
Oh,
gets you into the game and gets you into the zone, and you just you tunnel vision, and it's just like boom, one after another, boom, just repetitive. And then after the end of the day, it's like you just blew 2 to 3 hours, and you're like, what the heck? Like I just got out of this place, dude.
dude, the archery shop is a time warp, man. You walk in, like I said, I walked in at 12 and look up and it's like 5. Like, man, what happened? I
Yeah.
I didn't shoot. I don't feel like I've been shooting that long. But man, that going through your like you just going through your shot sequence. That's that part of archery right there is what drew like what hooked me because like when I was playing football and you talk to any football player, they'll tell you I was a running back. Dude, I've played in stadiums full of people. When you break for that 50, 60-yard touchdown, you don't hear nothing. You don't hear the whistle. You don't hear fans cheering. You don't hear guys grunting. You don't hear none of that until you get tackled. So it's
Right.
like for that split, maybe 15 to 20 seconds, it is deathly silent. All you can hear is yourself breathing and and then as soon as you cross the end zone, touchdown. It's like and it never gets old. It happens every time. And I remember the first time I was shooting and I was really focusing on like I hit this X. And I was like, okay, anchor my shot. Okay, straighten my arm out. Take a deep breath. Focus on the pin. It was quiet. And then hit the paper and then, oh yeah, man, good shot. It's like, holy smokes, man, what happened? Like
Yeah, what happened to the last like 3 to 5 seconds?
you just zone out, man.
Yeah,
Then
you
it's
blackout
like,
pretty much.
oh, now when you pull back on an animal, oh, it's blackout season.
Yeah, I don't remember a damn thing, bro. No.
Nothing. All you hear, is, and you see the animal kicking, like, oh wait, what happened? What happened?
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm fully on board with that. Everything goes out the window too, because it's such a heightened intensive awareness. You know what I mean? And if you're in the blind with other people too, you feed off that person's energy. Like that person's putting out electronic frequencies just by, living with their brain and their body. But when that person's electronic frequency is like vibrating, I'm geeking out right now. Right? It vibrates at a super high level, and you're at a super high level, and you guys get all symbiotic on it, and you pull that trigger, and then oh, dude, I live for that stuff, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, like it was weird. I remember when my little brother shot his first buck. We were in South Dakota, and dude, I mean, he had it was just a bad week for him. He had thought he took off of work, but he didn't. So on his way to South Dakota, his boss called and fired him. So he lost his job. So it was just a storm of just bad for him.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
he like the second day he was on his phone, and this really nice buck like popped up in front of his blind. And by the time he realized it, the buck, he moved around, buck took off. So he's upset. Our dad had already killed a monster. So now he's like, I gotta outdo him because they're super competitive with each other. So it was like the last day, last light. I mean, it was like 10 minutes for last light. And I'm like, man, it's over with. Like let's get about the blind. And he gets out the blind and first, and I'm going to get out. And I look up and he just got his hand doing this. Like, so he was rifle hunting. So I gave him the rifle, and for some odd reason, it was like we just like synced.
yeah.
Like I stepped out the blind and just like got down, binoculars up, and only thing I could see out of the corner of my eye was his leg was just shaking like a dog, just shaking. And I was
Your
like, dude,
brother?
yeah, just shaking like a dog, man. I'm like, hey, lean up against the tree and just take a deep breath, pull the trigger. Like it's this ain't archery. It's you pull the trigger, it's done. And dude, I swear it felt like 10 minutes. Like, is he ever gonna shoot?
Yeah.
And then I look, and then I just see him just like put the gun down, and I'm like, "What happened?" He goes, "Dude, I shot him." I didn't hear the shot, and he was like, "I don't even remember shooting."
Nope. Nope.
And do we found the button? He dropped where he stood. He was like probably I want to say maybe 80 yards away. Just walked out on the trail. What was getting out? And dude, like I was like, dude, how do we like sync up? Like it was like everything just like, all right, hey man, you gotta calm down. Like but it all happened so fast. And dude, he was like, he went from hating his life to I can find another job.
Yeah.
I don't care about all the stresses I got. You know what? I got a buck. And it was, I mean, it was a dope trip. And dude, he like to this day, that was 5 years ago. And he still to this day talks about that hunt. Like he's killed other animals before, but that hunt right there,
Oh, there's nothing
it,
like
it,
your first buck,
it'll
dude.
live with them. Like, that was his first buck, first deer. Hell, that was his first hunt.
Yeah. Yeah. He broke so many barriers at that one moment in time, like so many things just came crashing down, dude. I absolutely love it. I've taken I like you said, like I've taken a buddy out, and he was just super cocky, like, oh, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna kill, da 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 da, da, we're gonna do this, I'm gonna get this, and we're good. I'm like, it's not like that, bro. I'm like, you know, watch out, dude. And then we're sitting in the blind, and here comes a deer, and I was able to talk him through it, but yeah, man, pull pull the pull the trigger on a rifle, and you don't hear it.
Mm,
When we're sitting in the blind, and he pulled the trigger. I didn't even don't even hear it. You don't even recognize a rifle going off, and dude, the shakes, man, the shakes were insane. He couldn't even stand up. He was just chattering, dude. Like I could hear his jaw, like it's just your teeth chattering, dude. And I'm
yeah.
like, oh yeah. I was like, how you feeling right now? He's like, dude. He's like, well, you didn't tell me about this part. I was like, no, this is a part you have to feel in person, or else you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
That's not me. I'm a man, Like, no, you're gonna be an infant in a real quick, dude. And then we
Oh
got over
yeah.
the deer, dude, and everybody just started bawling, dude. Like he walked away, threw his jacket over his eyes, and was just crying. And at that point in time, it's like those massive adrenaline dumps and the mass amount of like joy and happiness and all those emotions, you know what I mean? And then once you calm down, dude, there's just all that dopamine in your body, dude. It's just, man, that's why we do what we do. I'd rather that's my drug of choice is harvesting animals, dude.
Dude, if I told somebody once, if you could bottle that up, like when you that first time you put it, not the first time, anytime you put an animal down, that adrenaline dump, that way, that the emotions you feel, that the way all those endorphins run through your body, if you could bottle that up and sell it, man, shit,
Yeah,
it'd be a class one truck.
dude, I don't know, bro. I'd have to stay away from it, man. I'd be in
I'm,
my room. I'd be in my room chattering my teeth all day long. Yeah. Someone call 911. I took too much. Yeah,
that buck
what, dude?
fever, man. Hey, that'd be the hottest drug on the street.
Dude, it would be fire, huh? Yeah, that's hilarious. Dang, but yeah, sign me up, man. We freaking balling, man. But it's cool. It's just, and that's the thing too, is so many people have so many like preconceived notions about hunting or whatever, and it's one of those things like you're never really gonna know it. Like you can watch a billion YouTube videos, dude. Like I had a buddy who was like, oh, I watched this guy on YouTube and he said nothing comes out after 7:30 in the morning, so I'll be around here at 7:30. I'm like, bro, you're trippy. I better not see your ass until 11 a.m., bro. Like you better not. I better not see you at all until at least 11, dude. Then we'll take an hour break and we'll get back in the blind, bro. Like that is not how the game works, dude. And it just is like, and a lot of things too is you're only know if you do it, and it's such a blessing, bro. It is huge.
Oh yeah, that's one of my biggest things I can't stand about social media. Like social media and YouTube and all that, it's done great things for the outdoor industry as far as, or not outdoor industry, but for the outdoor community as far as getting people interested in it, getting awareness out when things come up. But like right now at our times, we got with these right here, dude. We have so much information at our fingertips to the point where you can get information overload. Just like you said, your buddy said nothing comes out after 7 a.m. Dude, I know guys that they have these apps on their phone that tells them this is tomorrow's a good day to go hunt, or the next day's a bad day, so don't go hunt, dude. And they live and breathe by that, and then they wonder why they don't shoot nothing. It's like, well, dude, it's just taking data from, wherever they're getting it from and saying, well, deer normally move when the barometric pressure is here and when the weather's doing this. So if none of these conditions are met, oh, it's a bad day to hunt. Man, the deer don't go by no app.
No,
The deer don't use the app. The deer, hey, look, there's two things I know. The deer gotta eat and the deer gotta drink. So at some point in the day, he gonna come, the deer got he or
he's
she
gonna be
got
on his
got
feet.
they gotta be on their feet to go eat.
All right.
So, and they not saying, well, the app said I'm not gonna be moving today, so I'm just gonna relax here. No, man, get your ass up and go hunt. Like you can't kill him from the couch. And like, again, like new hunt, I see it a lot with new hunters. They'll find one or two people on YouTube, and that's their Bible.
Right.
That's all. Whatever this person says is what I got to do. Oh, if this person says I got to have this particular bow, I got to have this particular tree saddle. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, this person only hunts over food plots. I'm only hunting over food plots. Oh, this guy doesn't hunt when it's raining. I'm not gonna go hunt when it's raining. Like they do it because they think, which it's understandable. They see somebody successful and they want to model exactly what they do. But what
Yeah.
I tell people is you got to take, like, I watch YouTube just as much as anybody else. I pay for it. That's how much I watch it. Take a little bit from this guy, a little bit from this gal, this guy, this group, and form your own plan. Create your own little, amalgamation of something. And then you got to think about it too. The people that you're watching, they not hunting in the same area you hunting in.
No, a
So
lot
the
of them
deer
hunt
might
in
be
these
different.
private reserves too.
And you don't know about it.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
funny you
they
bring
ain't,
that
they
up
ain't
because
gonna tell you that part.
oh no, it's funny because I actually got into an argument this morning on Facebook about The guy was saying that, people hunters should tell people where they're hunting. Like, and I totally understand it because when you're watching these videos, if you don't know how like the camera magic, these guys will have you thinking that they go out every single time and they put down an animal every hunt
Hmm.
they go down. And I was in that same camp. I believed that until I picked up a camera and I started, filming my own stuff. And I don't film my own hunts, but like just filming little videos here and there, little documentaries. And I
I know.
realized,
Yeah.
say what?
I'm sorry. I said I know what you mean, but
Oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Keep going. Keep
And
going.
you can take a I can take a 4-day hunt, cut it down to 30 minutes, and you think it's one day.
Hmm.
And people think, man, I watch such and such, man. Every time he goes out, he's knocking big deer down. One, he was on a 5-day hunt. Two, he's hunting on either a high fence or you know you know some really good
Yeah.
private land that they
Yeah.
basically they got the deer trained on where they coming in and out of. They know everything. They know where the deer eat, sleep, and shit. So but they don't tell you that part. And if you take that variable out, it'll have you thinking that you doing something wrong. And it's like, nah, man, look, a hunting public land, that shit ain't no joke. That's that.
It's tough, dude. Yeah, especially when you're dealing with, other hunters too. It's not just
Yes,
you fighting the deer, it's you fighting you
man,
multiplied by 1,000. There's a
that's it, man.
couple times, dude, where I my first introduction to the Orange Army was in Central Arizona, dude. And I was like, oh, sick, I got a deer tag. I thought I pulled it, like it was one of those tags where everybody who puts in gets it. And I was like, oh, I pulled a tag. No way. I've only been putting in for 2 years. I pulled a tag. Dude, went out there, bro. There's side by sides flying around. I'm like sitting in my little hiding spot. I got people walking ridges and everyone's wearing bright orange. And I'm like, that ain't gonna be a deer for miles, dude.
Not at all.
If it does come, it's gonna be the dumbest deer out there. I don't even know if I want to shoot a autistic deer, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, I'm telling you, hey, dude, in South Dakota, bro, I remember there was public land
Brutal.
that I would get on, and I'd be like, oh yeah, man. Like, I put boots on the ground. Like I have no problem with hopping in my car and just driving. I'll look at a map. Oh, this look a good spot here, some public land. Drive out there. Well, I'd go out there, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Ain't nobody out there. Oh yeah, man. Ooh, ain't don't nobody know about this spot.
Here comes the weekend.
Weekend come, I get out there. I'm early. I got there early. I'm out there at 3:30. I'm in my car. Like, yeah, ain't nobody out here. Shoot, man, about 4:30, I get out of my car. Shit, here come you see the headlights coming down the road. It's about 4 or 5 trucks. I'm like, man. And by the time I get ready to leave, but it looks like 15, 20.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, ain't nobody killing nothing out here today. And then don't get me started with the side by sides. That shit irritate me,
Oh,
man.
it bugs me so bad.
Dude, you start training a deer. Like the spot that I hunt out in Colorado. Dude, like no one will walk anywhere. Everybody wants to take the side by sides to the trailhead. It's like, dude, you're cranking your side by side up every morning at 4:30, getting to the trail, then walking in. Dude, you don't think the elk here? Okay, oh, that's something. We didn't
Yeah.
hear that the last couple weeks. We didn't hear this. Now we hear it, and then after we hear this sound, probably about a couple minutes after we're hearing people walk through the woods. So we just gonna lay low, or they hear you crank your shit up and they get on out of Dodge.
Yeah. See ya. Yeah. No, well, I mean, I'm speaking from myself, I obviously in a wheelchair, I'm not gonna lie, it's like I obviously can't lie, but I'm able to hunt from any four-wheeled vehicle because I have my disability and I've harvested plenty of animals from my car, but it's just I'm glad I did it, but at the same time it still irritates me like I still have the mindset of like I'm not in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like my mind is ambulatory. My mind's walking and hiking trees, and my body's like full. Sit your ass down, dude. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, dude. But yeah, I just see just I can't tell you, dude. If I could walk, so when before I got hurt, I was traveling the world snowboarding, and I would do a lot of backcountry hikes. I'd throw my snowshoes on, and I would hike from me and the boys would hike for miles and find perfect tracks and find all kind of animals and stuff like that. But yeah, I just did a bunch of hiking, man, and then now it's like I can't hike anymore. I'm like, oh man, dude. So, but if yeah, if you have the opportunity, get on your feet, get your boots dirty, get out there and grind away, dude. And there's just so much stuff you're not gonna see when you're on your side by side too. You know, like you said, stuff's gonna hear you coming and they're gonna dip out.
Straight up.
But if you're on your feet and you're creeping, you can creep up on a deer and a deer will never even know you're there, or a bear or whatever the case it is. You know, what I mean, you'll see that something you'll never see with something going and driving. You know, but
Yeah, because it's unnatural to them. So it's
yeah,
like that sounds scary. I'm out. I don't want to see what that is. But I will say, I don't know what this cat was on, but we were walking down the trails in Colorado, walking down the trail, and we're just walking, 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 and then this dude just, I mean, he just zipped by. He was on an electric bike, and I'm like, dude, I didn't hear that thing at all. I don't know what brand it was, but that
e-bike.
Joker was quiet, bruh. It
Yeah,
was. I mean, I'm like, I can work with that.
I know Baku, the company Baku makes some sick e-bikes, man. They're out there. That's my I'm teetering on an investment right now, and it's like I really want to get this e-bike that's made for like people in wheelchairs in my position. It's called the Outrider Coyote, and it's a 4x4. I mean, it's got a decent price tag, but yeah, thing goes 20 miles an hour, and the battery lasts 150 miles. You know what I mean? Something stupid like that, and they're dead silent, dude. Like so.
I can cover some ground in that bad boy.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing too, is like me being in my chair is like I'm not able to cover a lot of ground a lot of time, and but
Do you have one of those Trek chairs yet?
I do. I have a track chair, so I love my track chair. I take it to all my 3D shoots, and that's how I get around the courses. I'll take those the that track chair and I'll shoot stuff like that. But my I love the chair. It's super heavy, and my biggest thing about it there is the batteries don't last very long.
Mm.
Like if you're going as the crow flies, I think the battery will go 8 miles as the crow flies. But in those 3D archery shoots, man,
It
I'm
will
going
use.
up hills, I'm going down, I'm going through creeks, going through mud, going through snow, going through all this, and it's a lot of fun. And I wouldn't be able to do it if I didn't have this track chair. But like where I'm at now in my hunting, I don't know what you want to call it, career, my hunting mindset. I want to cover some land, dude. I want to cover ground, and I just hate being stuck. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Invent one. Invent something.
Yeah. No, they're out there. I mean, I was thinking, yeah, just I got buddies who are electricians. I got buddies who are auto mechanics, and we can just all come together and
Come together and make something.
MacGyver something, dude.
Be on
Yeah.
the side of a mountain, boys, cruising out that bad
Right,
boy.
it's all built out of PVC pipe and shit, and just smashing through the woods.
Not the PVC.
That PVC boat never fails, dude. We talking about.
Man, dude, I've gotten real familiar with PVC, man. I bought this house, man, and the guy we bought it from, dude, he just man, I just come to the conclusion he had some kind of investment with PVC. He used PVC for everything, fence post, in the garden, he's like making trestles and all that stuff. He
Yeah.
had like then like the way he had the stuff under the sink, it's like he just bought as much PVC pipe as he could, and just it was just all this big jungle of like pipe. Like, why is it like this, man? Like
Oh,
it could
yeah.
be very simple plumbing, so we had to fix all that stuff. And dude, then we had a shed in the back, and dude, I bet you there was like I rented a 15-yard dumpster, and I regret it now. But dude, I threw away. I think I filled half of it up with PVC pipe.
Mm.
And I know him. I know the guy across the dude. Were you a plumber? He was like, no. I'm like, why'd you have so much PVC pipe? He's like, do you use it for everything? He's like, yeah. He goes, no, he goes, he bought a storage unit that was just full of PVC pipe, so he just kept it. I was like,
Golly, man. I mean, it's good. It comes through, but yeah, to base your entire operation off of is pretty sketchy, bro.
everything, bro, everything was PVC, even like the gutters was PVC pipe that he had rigged up.
Yeah, MacGyver. When you got a MacGyver something, man, it'll pull out some PVC pipe and duct tape, and you'll never
I was
forget.
just gonna say PVC pipe and duct tape. That's
Yeah,
just,
PVC pipe and duct tape, man. You can never go wrong, brother. That's awesome, dude. So, let's touch on. I was going through. I pull up your Instagram here. Sorry, my phone shut off. I got your Instagram here, and what do you what do you got going on with Carbon TV and your own personal podcast?
man, right
Run
now,
us. How did that come about?
also, the Carbon TV thing came about. So when I first start the podcast, dude, I would literally just get on Instagram and just if you were shooting a bow in a video or I saw a picture of you shooting a bow, I just instantly message you, hey man, love to bring you on, talk to you. And I met this guy named Greg Gundella Jr. out of Pennsylvania, and he had a show on Carbon TV called um Hook and Rod. No, yeah, Hook and Rod Chronicles. It's like Hook and Rod Chronicles or it's something like that. But he came on the show and we talked and after we got done, he was like, "Hey man," he goes, "I'm really good friends with Julie McQueen, the president of Carbon TV. I'm going to I'm gonna I'm gonna send her your stuff, let her know about you, maybe get you on the network." So I'm like, "All right, like, cool, bro." So like I appreciate it, but I'm like at the time I'm like 6 episodes in.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't have a big portfolio of nothing to send to her. But man, like 3 weeks went by and I'm like, oh, I guess, if he talked to her, they wasn't interested. And then like a week after I had that thought, I get an email from this lady named Autumn and she's the operation manager. She was like, hey, we Greg reached out to us and let us know about your podcast. We love to hear more about you. So like, tell us about yourself and all that stuff. So send them this long email about myself, about the podcast and direction I want to go in. And then like 2 days later, she was like, "Hey, let's schedule a meeting, a Skype meeting, and let's talk." So I'm getting ready for the Skype meeting, and I realized that she's gonna be on the call, and I see Julie McQueen. I'm like, "Oh snap, that's the president of Carbon TV." Like she's gonna be on the call. And when I got on, it was just Julie, and me and her was like, chatting it up, and I'm telling her about the podcast and everything, and my goals, and she was like, "Okay, sounds good." And I'm thinking, man, I don't think it's going good. Like she ain't giving
Yeah.
me no feelers or whatever.
Why aren't you getting excited as I am?
Exactly. And man, like she started talking about, Carbon TV, what they do and how they got started and everything. And so she was like, well, I'm glad we got to talk. And I was like, well, dang, okay. When somebody said that, I mean they closing out the call like it's about
Yeah.
to be a wrap. And she said, well, before we get off of here, let's just want to know, do you know, would you like to join the Carbon TV family? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm down for it. And they emailed me over the contract, read it over, sign it, and send it back. And it went from there. Just started just doing shows after that. And like right around the time that I got on the network, they had the Carbon TV Awards, and they had Chrissy Titus. She won Best Podcast. And I was like, man, I'm gonna win. Like I'm gonna win best podcast. And then we had a banquet in Detroit that following April. And we're there and they're talking about, all the awards they gave out and stuff. And, Christy was there and I'm sitting there and just watching. Like I'm just like, okay, like how did she win best podcast? Like not saying like how did she win it? She wasn't good enough. Like what did she do to get what's
Yeah.
her show like?
Tactics.
Yeah. And I kid you not, man, like dude, from the time I left Detroit to the time I got back to South Dakota, Dude, I was listening to her every single episode. I was just listening. I just had it on just episode after episode after episode. Not like what is she talking about, but how does she conduct her show? Like, like what does best podcast look like? And I called my brother when I got home and I was like, hey, we gonna win best podcast next year. He was like, well, let's get to work. And he's my idea, man. Like he's the whole reason why I even started the podcast because we have a podcast too called Read Talk and Listen, and we talk sports and politics and basically anything we want to talk about, we talk about.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, you gotta like, there's got to be other athletes out there that are struggling with, finding their identity. Like you should start a podcast, and that's what turned into the Dreaded Archer. So we and him bouncing ideas off each other, and anytime he see any kind of news article that's got something to do with the outdoor industry, he sends it over to me. I'm reading it. Hey, dude, this guy looks like you should talk to him. He has a cool story. Boom, boom, boom. So, dude, I went on a tear, dude. I'm talking about from the time I got back from Detroit, dude, I went from doing 1 to 2 shows a week to 3 to 4 shows a week. And I'm talking about just knocking them out, knocking them out, knocking them out. And when I got that email saying, "Hey, you've been nominated," I'm like, "Okay, now I'm in it. Now I gotta win it." And it
Right.
just like it all happened just fast. And then when I won, I was like, "Oh snap!" Like I did it. Like the and it's gonna sound so bad, but it's like you set your eyes on something like going to I want to win this, and then you go on this journey. And you said it earlier in the show, the journey is the cool part. The journey is what you live for. And man, dude, the amount I look back on it, dude, I did like 60 shows that year. And dude, I was like rolling and then like talking like the stories I was hearing, the conversations I was having, man, it was like the journey was the dope part. Like I won, I got the trophy. It's cool. It sits on my shelf. I sometimes some days I forget this it's even there. But I still remember that journey to all those stories, all the friends I made along the way. Man, I wouldn't trade that for the world. Like if I would have never if I didn't even win, I'd be cool with it because I got so much out of the journey to get it. And now it's like, all right, I was thought we were gonna do, go to two-peat, but Carbon TV got bought out by another company. And so right now they're in the transition period. So I don't know if they're gonna do the Carbon Awards. Well, they didn't do the 2025 Carbon Awards, so maybe they do something this year. I don't know, but it's been a dope company to work with.
Heck yeah, that's cool. Yeah, man, I'm looking at your 100 episodes thing right here. Did they send that to you or did you have that made?
No, no, I had it made. So with Carbon TV, I only have like 90 something episodes.
Okay.
But with my episode, all the episodes that I had prior to Carbon TV, like signing, it put me over 100. So I was like, I want to get something to commemorate that. And I was looking at stuff and like, what would it look like? And then, of course, my fiance, she's sneaky, and she kind of took some images off my laptop and sent it to this lady and was like, hey, this is what he likes. Um,
Oh,
can you hear me?
there you go. You're back,
Oh yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah. I was saying it's sitting in the office on the floor. Like it's sitting like right next to me right now.
I
But
like it. Yeah. If you guys can check it out, man. This is a solid, it's a solid piece to just commemorate your hard work, dude. You know what
oh
I
yeah.
mean? It's like you put in all this effort, all this work, dude, and that's when you can look back, you can look at that and be like, heck yeah, like we're
Dude,
grinding, dude.
dude, 100 episodes. And this is what I tell myself, like I love Joe Rogan. That's like my favorite podcast to listen to. Dude, Joe Rogan, one of his episodes, somebody asked him like, when did you realize the podcast was like taking off? And he was like, man, it was really like my like 500th episode. He was like, because I'd been recording episodes for like a long time, and people were coming to my house, and I'd film them, and they'd be like, dude, why are you like, who are you talking to? Like, is anybody even listening? And he was like, I don't care. I just want to have cool conversations. and it was about the 500 episodes when it like popped off, and then it just took off from there. So like my goal is the road to 500. Like 500 is when I think things are gonna be good. So like hit 100. I think right now I'm at like 105, 110, but like I don't want to rush to get there. I want to enjoy every conversation that I have.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, 500 would be dope, but you know what? Joe did it in five. Maybe I can do it in 200. I don't know, but to
Who knows, man? It only needs to be that one person that
that's
hears
it.
you,
It
bro.
takes one. It just takes
One head,
one.
dude.
But like, I like people ask me all the time, like, oh man, like, do you get paid to podcast? I'm like, no, I don't get paid. Like my day job pays me well. Do people send me stuff? Heck yeah, I get cool stuff in the mail. I do reviews. People send me arrows and all kinds of stuff. That's dope, but I don't. If I didn't get any of that stuff, wouldn't care.
Right.
I just like talking to people. Man, I've Dude, now if I'm going to a 3D shoot in Michigan, I know guys in Michigan I can call. If I'm going to a 3D shoot in Oklahoma, I'll post about it. People, hey, dude, I'm gonna be there. Let's like link up. Let's meet. And dude, it's just fun. Now I just connect with all these people. One of my now he started out as a guest. Now he's one of my best friends. His name is Courtney. He has a podcast. We do this too. And dude, me and him, we talk every day. We've been in Oklahoma to shoot. We've been in Louisiana. We went down to Galveston where I had a family vacation together. Like just like his kids hanging out with my kids.
Yeah.
Like we just having this. It's a good time, man. And then
Heck yeah.
he has friends that I've now they've become my friends. We just created a whole network, man. I met you through the podcast, man. You know
The
what I'm
spider
saying?
web.
I watched your journey, man. I just love talking to people,
Yeah.
and the best part about it is like when I reach out to people and they'll be like, "Oh, dude, I don't have a big platform." I'm like, I don't care, man. You hunt,
Yeah.
you shoot a bow. That's all you need. That's the only qualifications to come on the Dreaded Archer podcast. And truth be told, you didn't even gotta do that. I've had people who they don't archery hunt, they just rifle hunt, but they like the outdoors. They care about conservation and animal. That's what all this is about. So, dude, get on the podcast. And dude, there's been guys that man, I've never been on the podcast before. And 15 minutes in, dude, you would have thought we were best friends. We just long lost friends, just sitting there talking. Next thing you know, it's been 3 hours, and they're like, dude, we did 3 hours.
Laughing.
Yeah, laughing.
Yeah.
Dude, one guy said, man, he's dude, I only got an hour. We ended up talking for 4 hours.
Right. Right. No, 100%, bro. Been there.
Dude, that's how it goes, and I just love it. And like this podcast is just is grown to, it's not, like I said, it's nothing big, but it's something that I built, that I've grown, and
An
I
accomplishment, dude, for sure.
yeah,
So,
and it's not just me, man. It's people like you. It's people like Courtney, my brother. It's everybody that anybody that's been a guest on the Dreaded Archer podcast. You guys help build this. You guys are the foundation of it, man. And I just like I appreciate it, and I love it. Like I love the outdoors, everything that comes with it, man. It really changed my life because I believe that had I not walked into the archery shop that day, man, I don't know what would happen to me, man. I don't know. Maybe I would have I would have been in an accident, drinking and driving, or I
right.
would have got into a fight at a bar or something and end up in prison. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that wasn't the path. That wasn't the path that God had for me. And it was like, hey man, go down this road, go down this dirt road. I kind of live my life that way, man. So hey, let's just go down this dirt road. Let's see what we find. And you never know. So at the end of it.
That's my line right there, bro. Let's see where this road goes.
Yeah.
Like
Let's
when
work.
I'm out in the woods, bro, and I'm smashing, like, let's see where this one goes. Like
That's
I
it.
went and I drive a 2022 Tacoma, and I got the four by four version. I got it off road. I put a bunch of money into it just so I can see where this dirt road goes, dude.
That's
You know
it.
what I mean? And it's like, and that's how like it's come up on some of the gnarliest roads, like just gnarly, and you get to the top, and it's the most beautiful view you've ever. And that's like a testament to life, dude. Like your life could be extremely rocky and hard and just miserable, but you keep going, you keep grinding. There's glory at the end, dude. You know what I mean? If you play your cards right.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Hey, and talking to old timers, it's like, man, when you going out there and you hunting, you want to go down the thickest, nastiest trail you can find. That's what a deer gonna be.
Yep.
They not gonna be that no the manicured trail and all. No, man, too
It's
many people
normal
walk
to
that trail.
them.
Yeah, go through that thick shit, and you gonna find them. And man, every day, ever since I've been going through the thick shit, I've been finding good shit.
Yeah, no, preach, brother. I can't harp on that enough, man. Yeah, God puts you. It's like I said, when it's like when you pray for patience or you pray for strength, God's not just gonna be like, oh, here you go, here's patience and strength. No, He's gonna give you something that you need to be strong in, or He's gonna give you something that you need to have patience to accomplish. You know what I mean? And then it's it's about building you up. It's not like because if you get a gift and then you're like, okay, I got it, and then you're just gonna squander it and you're gonna blow it. But if it becomes ingrained in you and like this hunting, outdoors, like it gets ingrained in your blood and in your soul, you know what I mean? And you're just like, this is all I want, all I ever want to do. And I'm this is how my mind works, my life works, dude. I can go about 2 weeks living in suburban. Like I don't live necessarily. I live on like close to the beach. It's not necessarily like the city, but it's definitely not nature. It's not woods. There's houses and small businesses everywhere around you, and it's like I can make it about 2 weeks, bro, before I'm like I'm taking a 5 hour vacation. I'm out of here, dude. Later, like so. Nature, man. I can't harp on it enough. And like that's what I'm trying to preach a lot on this podcast. I'm kind of tailoring it towards people with disabilities and whatnot who are wanting to get out in the woods and wanting to get out in the nature just to get out of their heads, out of the bubbles. And it's like I can't say it enough. Like get out in nature, hunt, fish, just get out in the woods, get away from society, dude. Just whatever you got to do, whatever you got to do. You find someone if you need someone to help you out, you find someone to help you out, and it's another thing with Instagram, dude. It's like I met you on Instagram, like we would have never met, like there's so many people on Instagram in the outdoors industry, you know what I mean? And like a lot of times when I was first starting out and I wanted to do a podcast, I built like a little resume of like who I am. This is the kind of hunts I've been on, this is what I've accomplished. I'm T8 paraplegic in a wheelchair, da da da. And I made this little resume and then I just started copying and pasting to every single person I could that had a podcast I could find. I'm like, hey, like, would you be interested in, next thing you know, you got thousands of random friends I would have never met, and just
Yep.
just cool people. Everyone helps you in different ways, bro. Like your community, you are who you surround yourself with in the outdoors community, especially the archery community, man. It's such a family, dude. Like no matter where I've gone, no matter what I do, like everyone is so just like, oh, you want to go shoot? Let's go fling arrows, dude. Like when are you free? Like I'm free now. Like all right, let's do it.
Let's
Or
go.
yeah, like I really want to get out into the forest, but I don't know how to in my wheelchair. Like oh, don't worry, I'll bring a sawzall and we'll go and we'll cut trees down and we'll build you a path to get you out there. And it's like, really, man? Like you do that for me, and you're never gonna nail that sitting on the couch, dude.
No, never, bro, never. Dude, I had a guy hit me up on TikTok, and I don't know if he reached out to you or not, but he was like, "Hey, man, I think he said he's 22. He was in a motorcycle accident, and he's like, I'm bound to a wheelchair. And he's like, I want to get out and hunt, but I don't know where how to start. And I was like, dude, just like find somebody to go out with you. I said, I know a guy named Derek, man. I sent him your Instagram. I was like, here's his Instagram, bro. Hit him up. He knows exactly what to do. And he was like, oh yeah, man, appreciate it. And he hit me up like a couple weeks after that, and he was like, yeah, man, dude's got some cool content, but he never told me if he hit you up or not. I don't know, but I don't even remember
Yeah,
his name now.
yeah,
But
I'm not sure, not sure, but like that's what made me start the podcast, dude. Is I'm constantly getting messages like, hey, like I have a son, and my son has cerebral palsy. How would I get him out in the forest? I'm like, oh, I was like, what state are you in? They find the state, and like I just do a quick little Google search. I'm like, oh, like Fish and Game does. They take out people with disabilities on this land, once every year, or like this. These guys own a farm and a couple of properties, and they do this event once a year. Well, they'll take people out with special needs and disabilities, and just hook it, just getting, just like finding people routes to take, and that's what I want to get. Just people, just get them outside, man.
Dude, just straight up, man. But you said something about like the archer community and uh how like a
Family.
family it is, bro. Bro, check did I ever tell you about the story about my brother and his bow at Tech?
No, let's hear it.
Oh, so check this shit, bro. So I bought him his first bow for his birthday, and he was shooting a little bit here and there, but like at the time he was living in Texas, and he left his bow in like a 115 degree heat, and it was hot. Left it in his car. So we get ready to go to TAC. We're in South Dakota, man, and we're at the second, and we're at the third. We're at the third target, but at the last target, he shot his bow, and it sounded nasty. I'm like, man, something wrong with your bow. But we looked it over. I couldn't. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just my ears. So then at the third target, he goes, to draw back, and when as he's pulling the bow back, dude, on his limb, I see it like separate like this, and then it comes back down.
Huh.
I'm like, hey, bro, like let that down. Don't shoot that. I don't know what that is, but
It ain't right.
it ain't supposed to do that.
It ain't supposed to happen, bro.
So he was like, what am I supposed to do? And I'm like, I don't know, man. We just need to like go to the little shop down there and see if they can work on it or whatever. So we take it down to the little vendor village attack, and there's a guy, he had a bow press and everything, and he like, so what's going on? And my brother like shows him like when I draw back it, the limb separate. He was like, limb separate. So my brother like pulls the bow back, and the guy sees it, and he lets it down. He goes, get that bow away from fucking people. Get it out of here. He was like, what? He goes, that's a D lamb. He goes, dude, I've seen people have a full D lamb where the limbs just shatter. He goes, I've seen pieces of limbs go through brick walls. He goes, get that away from people.
Scary.
So my brother's like, damn, man, like this is like the Friday. This is the first day attack. He's like, dude, I can't shoot. I'm done for the rest of the week, the rest of the weekend. Like, this sucks. I'm like, man, we'll figure something out, bro.
Yeah, sure.
So he walks to the car, puts the bow up, and dude, it wasn't, words start getting around like quick.
Right.
So dude runs up named Rick Hansen. He was like, hey man, I heard your brother got a D lamb. And I'm like, yeah, man. Like, so that's why we got the mountain early. He was, yeah, talk to your buddy over there. He was like, hey, man, I got a friend that lives like 45 minutes away from here. I can give him a call, see if he can let let y'all use his bow until saying you guys get something. And I'm like, yeah, man, I appreciate it, but it's we'll be all right. I didn't want nobody go out in no trouble, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're walking towards the shooting range, and dude, people just running up. Hey man, I got a buddy. He got an extra bow, man. And my brother's like, no, man, I don't want to mess up nobody else's bow. Just So we're sitting at the shooting range, whatever, and this dude from Bear walks over. He goes, hey man, are you the guy that had the D lamb? My brother was like, yeah. He was like, hey man, come here, come with me real quick. So takes him into the bear tent, bro, and it's like, pick one. My brother was like, what? He's like, pick a bow. So my brother picked one out. It was a bear, not the bear adapt, but it was the bear adapt, the one from Hun Public. He sets it up, set his draw linked up, puts a trophy rear sight on it, everything. Goes out with them, helps him get it sighted in, and was like, so my brother's just shooting it on the range or whatever. And he goes, oh man, it's a nice bow, man. You know what I'm saying? And he goes to give it back to him. He goes, no, man, you can have that for the weekend. He was
Sick.
like, he was like, for real? He was like, yeah, man. So dude, of course, he was like, well, we're gonna leave and we'll come back tomorrow. He goes, nah, take it with you. So we go back to our Airbnb. He's shooting, getting comfortable with the bow. We go back, the next couple of days. We shoot the bow, whatever, and we have a great time at TAC. So then we get ready to bounce, like head back. And my brother's like, hey man, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the bow. He goes, no, keep it.
What?
And he was like, "What?" He goes, "No, man." He goes, "Dude, he goes, that bow, that D Lamb is done. Like, yes, it's not worth it, man." He goes, "Take it."
That's
Dude, don't know my brother from Adam.
right.
Don't know us at all. Anything. Hooks
Right.
him up. And I'm like, bro, that's what this shit's all about, bro.
All
Like
about it.
that, bro. That whole like that was our third time being at Tech, bro, and in South Dakota. And bro, the amount, like I said, the amount of people that was on their phones, man, trying to call, figure out where they can get a bow from, so my brother could shoot that weekend because they didn't want him to miss out. They didn't even know my brother. They don't know him.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, that right there got me hooked. That's why, like, people can talk all that shit about tech. Oh man, it's really not that fun, man. It's teaching bad habits and all that. You know what, bro? Look, you can have your thoughts about, people shooting and whatever, but that event brings so many archers together. You can network. Yeah, the shooting is fun, the courses are fun, but man, I go for the people. I
Oh yeah.
go to network. I go out there
Oh
to
yeah.
fellowship. Man, it is it's a dope event, but man, that particular trip showed me that the archer community, man, they don't care if you black, white, Hispanic, whatever,
Wheelchair.
wheelchair. At the end of the day, you're an archer and you
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
And bro, man, I went and bought a bear. I got a Matthew. I went and bought a bear just to
Just
say,
to
hey
help
man,
to help the
yo,
homies out,
yeah, help the homies out. And my brother, shh,
huh?
won't
Right.
shoot nothing but bear. He
Nothing
won't
but.
shoot
Yeah,
nothing but bear,
that,
man.
that means something for sure, dude. That means
Yeah.
something.
And it's like, bro, like, and that's what I want people who aren't in the outdoor community or who aren't archers. That's what I want them to see because people get like a hunting gets a bad rap. Anti-hunters, they're out there. All they do is want to, they don't care about animals' life. They don't care about this. All they want to do is kill, kill, kill. That ain't it, man. Like
Right.
it's bigger than that. It's way bigger than that, man. And like, you know, I still get grief from people that I know. Like, man, I can't believe you out there hunting, man. That's white folks shit. I'm like, man, ain't no color in none in the world, man. Like, yeah, are there some ignorant people out there? Yeah,
Absolutely.
but
No
that's but
matter
it's
where
gonna
you
be
go.
that's everywhere you go. But
Yeah.
for the most part, bro, everybody's welcoming. Dude, there's been techs that I've been to in 2022, and I didn't go back again until 2024, 2025. Oh, hey Trey, man, how you doing, man? Oh, and you make these lifelong connections, man, and people that you guys are, you know, there's a guy, his name is Dylan Bryant. Met him in Oklahoma, bro. We hit me up about once a week just to see what's going on, man. He
Yeah.
just got engaged. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you just meet people, man, and like the archery community is so welcoming. So like a lot of times I know guys that want to get involved, but they're afraid, man. Do they let black people in? No, do they are people mean? The women, is this a men's sport? No, man, it's for everybody, bro. I know some women archers that are man now shoot my lights out.
Lights out.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's all that BS that society is pushing, that shit go out the window, man, when you are at any archery event, man. I've been to Tech, I've been to Shot 3D Experience, I've been to R100s, I've been to, just local shoots just around, and it's the same thing, bro. Everybody is welcoming. Everybody wants to know what you shooting, how was your last season? You got any plans this season? Who you hunt with? Do you got somewhere to hunt? If not, man, I got in the 40 acres you can come out and hunt on. I got a deer lease. Bro, people just want to see people get in the outdoors and be successful, bro. And that's what all this shit's about. So like when I'm on a little rant, a little soapbox, but this is just
Preach,
like
brother.
this,
I'm all about it.
yeah,
All about it.
this is how it is. Just like you turn on the news and you watch all this shit and you see, constant turmoil around the world and oh, this person don't like this person because of whatever. And you like and you it would have you thinking that, man, that's how the world is. But if you just literally cut the TV off, put the phone down, and step outside, you see, man, that shit ain't really like that.
It ain't real at all, dude. They do it on purpose too.
That's
Yeah,
it, man.
no, that's a I couldn't say more. Like when I go to these 3D events, yeah, shooting the courses are fun, but it's like meeting the people and like networking and figuring legit like one of my favorite thing out like being in a chair and like being on these courses is like the logistics. Like a lot of these courses aren't made for people in wheelchairs, you know what I mean? But I went through this one course out here at a local shoot in Southern California, and we were shooting. We had a group of like 10 people. We're all just laughing and giggling and having a good old time, and just they're helping me over logs, through creeks, around bends, on freaking berms, like all kinds of stuff, dude. It's like we had more fun figuring how to get me around the course than we did shooting the course.
Yep.
And it's just it's the people you're gonna meet, and you're only gonna meet these people if you take that step out and like get over, on the other side of fear is glory. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You just get over, put that foot over that precipice, and boom, here we are.
I'm telling you, man, dude, dude, if you'd asked me when I was in college playing football, if you said, "Man, you gonna be hunting one day," I'm like, "I told you, I ain't gonna be out in the woods, man. I'm
Yeah,
playing football somewhere, man." Like, dude,
yeah.
I had no interest of being outdoors, man. I was a little bougie city boy, and now, man, dude, I live out in the country. You know, I got chickens. You know, getting my eggs. I had to butcher some chickens last week, some roosters. Dude, I've just jumped all in, man. Got a little garden now. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like I
so,
do.
dude, that's so funny because I'm the same way. I'm looking at property all over the place. I'm like, I grew up, surfboard, skateboard, snowboard, all these boards, and now I'm like, I want to be in the trees. I don't want to be near nobody. I'll raise my chickens. I'll have, a donkey out there to chase the coyotes out, and like, I don't know, man. It's not my taste in music too has completely switched around too. Like, I'm not even listening to whatever the heck I used to listen to, and now I'm like listening to like slow country music for all I know, but it just the closer I don't know, man. It's the closer you get in touch with nature, the closer you get to God, and the closer, the farther you want to get away from just society, bro. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say,
Oh,
man?
bro,
It's like
I
I
know what you're
want
trying to
people.
say. Bro, that's why I'm like my fiance, man, dude. She is like you said it earlier in the show, man. Like God just puts people in your life or put you, going down these roads that you never thought you'd go down. And dude, like, man, the girls I used to date were just they were I want to be, makeup and ew, bugs are icky. We want to go out to nightclubs and all that shit every night. Dude, my fiance now, man, dude, she is like hardcore nature woman.
Yeah,
Like
that's it.
she like a great a perfect dream vacation for her is hop in the woods, hop in the car, drive to a campground, go camping, or just park at a trailhead and camp in, hike in, put up a tent, relax, and say there's got to be some water around because she wanted to get on her paddleboard and she does her paddleboard yoga or just go on a hike or
Yeah.
rocks. Bro, I have to take a extra backpack when we go to 3D shoots because she's picking up rocks. She can't stop picking up, she can't shoot her bow because she's picking up rocks.
I love it.
We left Oklahoma last year, and I promise you I had 25 pounds of rocks.
I
Just
love it, dude. That's so
but
bad.
she just loves being in the outdoors, man. It's like and we just click. And like it's brought peace to my life, man. Like
Oh,
and I
dude.
would have never thought that, the outdoors would bring as much peace to my life as it has and do that. And I wouldn't redo it ever. Like this is the path that I definitely like love
Yeah,
and man
God.
and I want to introduce as many people to it as I possibly can, man. I had a guy, he pissed me off because I like one of my main goals is I want to get more people to look like me in the outdoors. And he was like, "Oh, why don't you just want to get people in the outdoors?" And I was like, "Look here, dude. I'm not saying me saying I want to get people to look like me in the outdoors doesn't mean that there's too many white people. That's not what I mean. I was like, you don't know where I come from. Where I come from is rough. It's rough, man. And kids either they get out by playing basketball, football, or some kind of sport, or they don't get out at all.
Mm.
And it's like if I can introduce them to something new, another outlet instead of running the streets. Dude, man, like I got a little cousin, man. He's bad. Always get in trouble at school. But whenever he comes up to my house, he wants to shoot one of my bows. And I'm like, as long as you keep getting in trouble at school, you can't shoot one of my bows. He ain't got in trouble at school since. Because he knows, man, I can't go shoot. He
Yeah.
don't he has no interest in hunting, but he loves shooting the bow. He loves 3D targets. So I'll put him up in my yard and dude, he'll just shoot. And he went from not being able to hit nothing to now, dude, he can hit the 12 ring at 40 yards. And to him, I mean, hell, he's only 13. He's to him, that's the shit.
Lights out, right? Hell yeah.
Lights out. So like that's what I mean. I had to explain that to him and he was like, I didn't think about it like that. I'm like, yeah, man, like dude, I want to introduce people to the outdoors. And if they never want to ever hunt, that's fine. But guess what? They got indoor shoots. There's
Right.
all kind of leagues and stuff they can get into. And I'm actually working with some guys here in town to actually because our archery shop here closed in the 3D in the archery range closed. So I'm working with some guys now to actually get an outdoor range, get an indoor range, and start up a league. Because like I know a lot of kids that they don't play sports.
Yeah.
But they need an outlet to do something. Because if not, they're gonna get lost in the sauce, man. They're gonna be up in the streets, and this thing, it'll be like we had a 15-year-old last week. It's sad, but we are in Texas. He went to breaking in somebody's house middle of the night. You know the end of the story
Yeah.
in Texas, and it's like 15, man, for what? Like,
Right.
we don't need that, man. So like I said, I want to try to help as many people as I can get into it. And like I said, if they have no interest in hunting, that's cool. But they have another outlet, and that outlet can be archery.
I'm in the same boat. Mine, my demographic is just people with disabilities, people in wheelchairs, like they're not necessarily getting caught up in the streets, but it's getting caught up in their heads, dude.
Yeah.
Like this right here is your
And
worst
well,
enemy,
it's
bro.
worse, bro. It's bad, man.
Yeah, and if you got a disability and you're stuck and you can't figure out life and you just going down the drain, going in circles, and it's like, dude, archery saved was one of the avenues that saved me, dude. Getting outdoors, getting back into outdoors is definitely what did it, dude. Like I got back in my relationship with Jesus. I got back in the gym, working out hard, and it was working, dude. But as soon as I got in the woods and as soon as I started hunting and I picked up a bow, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. And like can't emphasize it enough of everyone. If you're hearing this and you're listening to this, get outside, shoot me a message. I'd love to help you out, dude. Be stoked.
Oh, dude, hey, bro. I tell people all the time, hit me up. Like,
Right.
and if I don't know, I know somebody that knows something. I can point you in the right direction. But if you
Yeah.
got a question, just let me know, and
Yeah,
I'll do my part. But man, dude,
couldn't say it any better.
that's it. Like I said, man, the outdoors, man. You would like to think that it's a lot of us out there doing this, but it's really not. We are a small minority in the grand scheme of things, man. And the
Yeah.
biggest part for me that I want to help people get is, man, to know where your food come from, man. Like that's one of the things, one of the lessons that I've really recently just kind of jumped on is knowing where my food come from. Like I know this deer, I know what his diet is. This elk, I know what his diet was. I know where it come from. I'm the one doing all the butchering and all that stuff. Like I know where my meat come from. That went from then to gardening, growing my own tomato. I don't even need tomatoes, but I grow them because I like salsa and stuff like that. But growing my tomatoes, peppers, all that, and man, if shit hit the fan, I want to be able to feed my family, and that's what I want to like teach people. Like, hey man, look, COVID-21 or COVID-21, COVID-19. Hopefully, there's no COVID-20.
Who knows,
COVID-19
bro?
taught us one thing that the food ain't always gonna be at the grocery store, man.
Right. Yeah, that's
So
what I tell people. I was like, we learned it in COVID. We learned
yep,
exactly what happened. People are gonna start freaking out, and they know you got deer meat, and they're gonna try to come after your deer meat. Let them come after my deer meat. We'll see what
exactly.
happens.
Yeah, right. Dude, man, you know how many deer bro, during COVID, man, like, dude, I had neighbors, bro, that was like stressing. Like, dude, we ain't got like the grocery store, we can't get out to the grocery store. Like, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, hey man, I got three deep freezers. Two got deer and one got hog and antelope in it. Like we good. And I live in a little cul-de-sac, and I was cooking and grilling stuff up every night, man. It was like we was fine. I had enough food for everybody, and I mean, if I'd have lived in a big neighborhood, I'd have been in trouble.
Right.
But I had
Right.
enough to, my neighbors that I kick it with, we was good, and just like sharing those harvests with them, got a couple of them into hunting. They were like, man, I want to go out and do this, and to me, that's a, a a quick way to get somebody interested in the outdoors is feed them a piece of that backstrap.
Right.
Man,
Yeah.
it just tastes good. And you can't get this at Walmart, baby.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's so funny you mentioned that because like so many like I went to a party and I had just shot a hog and we made like a some kind of like chorizo stew type deal and they went and someone else bought like a hog from the store and we went and compared and like everyone was coming back to mine. They're like, well, this one just tastes better. I'm like, yeah, there's no antibiotics,
Yep.
no pesticides, no steroids, no freaking pills up the butt. Like who knows, dude? Like who knows what they're putting in the food? And it's just like I know what that dude's full of acorns, man. Like
Yep.
you know, he's
Acorns,
been chewing,
walnuts.
yeah, he's been chewing on corn for the past freaking 20 years of his life or whatever it is. Yeah, man, good stuff, dude. But right on, brother. I mean, this is the longest podcast I've ever done, but I don't really have a timer. I love conversating. I just know like people sitting tend to get smoked out after an hour, but
Oh no, man, dude. I can talk, dude. Like I said,
yeah,
dude, I
no,
can
I
talk.
gotta
I
talk to you.
love
I
it.
love it, dude. Good times. But at the end of every podcast, dude, I just like to lift it up and say a prayer to God and I just want to give glory to God and let everybody know that I'm only alive today because of Jesus and my relationship with him, and I just want to give this podcast to him. So I just want to lift up a quick prayer at the end of every podcast. So here we go. Father God, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for my brother on the other end here, Lord, and thank you for the relationship we've been able to grow. Father God, I pray that you would just bless both of our podcasts, Lord God. Let everything we do be according to your love, Lord God. Like you say in Romans, God, you work all things for better for those who are called according to your purpose, God. And I just pray that you would bless these opportunities and let people who have ears to hear and eyes to see hear and see these podcasts, Lord. Let your name be glorified. Amen.
Amen.
Right on, brother. I appreciate you.
All right, no problem, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime. I got definitely gotta get you back on the Dreaded Archer, man. Because hey, season three, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be.
Dude, don't get me wrong. I could talk hunting all day, dude. Let's do
Oh
it.
yeah.
All right, brother.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Later.